Hey guys, it is October the 19th, 2022, and today I have some Pygmy palm tree seeds that I collected that we are going to get prepared to soak and then hopefully plant in the next few days. What we're going to do is we're going to take these and we're going to lightly scratch the surface of them on this file just to give it a slight little cut. Don't want to cut too deeply into the seed itself. Once we do that, we're going to soak it in some warm water for 24 to 48 hours to activate the germination process. And then we're going to try 2 or 3 different methods of actually germinating them. One method is going to be in a wet napkin inside a baggie. The other is with some orchid moss inside a baggie. And then the third way is directly in the soil. So here we go. These are the Pygmy palm seeds. And what we're going to do is we're going to take them and we're going to slightly just break the surface on this file here just by scrubbing it back and forth a little bit, just to get just a little bit of the surface scratched to help the seed germination break through. After we get the seeds scratched, we're going to soak them in water for 24 to 48 hours. And if you look closely, you can see there on the side of the seed where I just barely took off a little of the outer surface to make the outer shell a little thinner to help it absorb the water and to help it germinate. These are some Pygmy palms that I collected last summer. They're a little over a year old now, but that's what they turn into. Hey guys, it is now October the 21st, 2022, and today we're going to take the seeds that we took from the Pygmy palm tree, and we've had soaking for 24 to 48 hours. It's actually been 48 hours now, and we're going to get those started for germination. Thank you for watching the videos. The methods that I'm going to use to germinate the seeds, one of them will be use paper towel napkins. The second will be keeping them in an orchid moss blend. And the third way is we will actually be putting them in soil itself and covering it over with some saran wrap. Okay, here are the seeds from the Pygmy palm tree that I've had soaking for 48 hours. And we are going to try 3 different methods. I've had success with all 3. I'm going to try them all at the same time to see which one germinates quicker or better in these circumstances. Alright, the first method we're going to use is a paper towel. What you want to do is you want to lightly mist the paper towel to get it moist, and the seeds will actually use the paper towel as the growing medium. Just going to barely mist one side of it to start with. And let's see, we'll just take a few of the seeds, space them out just a little bit just so they have some room. No real method to this part of it, it's just giving them all an area. I've had the most success so far using this paper towel method. It's easier to tell when the seeds are germinating than it is in the soil or in the orchid moss. You can actually look through the baggie and see these germinating, where the others you actually have to dump the baggies out and sift through. And I'm just going to cover just a quarter of this paper towel because I'm going to fold it over a couple of times on top of each other just to give it a little thickness. Maybe one more little row here. The seeds there on the paper napkin. Gonna mist them a little more. And now let me just take the napkin and fold over the top. Lightly press down so you can get the seeds in their own little pocket area. Mist each layer. Fold that back over that way. That should be enough moisture on those. You just take just a regular Ziploc baggie and take the whole thing and just slide it inside there. That keeps the moisture trapped and the humidity. It gives them a nice warm area to germinate. Our first method of germinating palm tree seeds using a paper towel and a baggie. Now we'll just need to keep this in a warm area out of direct sunlight and just wait. Okay, our second method to try to germinate these seeds, we're going to use some orchid moss as the medium. What we do, we take the orchid moss, we put it in some warm water, let it get wet, wring the water completely out, put that moss inside a baggie, and then drop some of the seeds in there. I have some moss that I've been using already, so you can see it's dry, husky. Just put it in there and you have to push it down and get it all nice and wet. That should be enough. Okay, now what you're going to want to do with the orchid moss when you take it out of the water is you want to wring it out really well. You want it damp and moist, but not too wet. Too wet will rot the seeds, and too dry won't create the environment you're wanting for the seeds to start germinating. You want to break it up a little bit so it's not all bunched up in there. You want it to give seeds areas to get in little pockets to think they're hid. Again, we'll loosen that up a little bit. And what we'll do is we'll take a few of the seeds and drop down in there. There we go. And you'll want to leave a little air pocket in there. Seal it off. That traps all the moisture and humidity. And you want to shake it up just to get the seeds shifted around inside the baggie. And that is my second method that I use to germinate palm tree seeds. Also had success with this. Only problem is, as you can see, You can't really tell by looking in the baggie if the seeds are germinating. So ever so often you have to actually dump the baggie out, sift through to find the seeds to see if any are germinating. And sometimes you have to re-moisten the moss and heat it up and put it back in, start again. Again, like the others, you place this in a warm area out of direct sunlight. All right, the third method I've used to germinate palm tree seeds is directly into a potting soil mix. You'll moisten the soil, put them in just right at the surface, maybe cover just a little bit, and then close it off. You can also use saran wrap over a pot or a bowl, but I use these. Clamp it down, that traps the moisture and humidity in there, and let it sit. Same as with the paper towel method and the orchid moss. So I'm just going to want to mist it slightly. You don't want it too wet, but you don't want it dry either. Just a little bit there, just to give it something to have some humidity with it. And these, I'm going to try to place them in little rows to make it a little easier on me to find them. And if you look real closely, you'll see the little seeds there just at the surface of the soil. We'll do the same as the other two methods. We'll go ahead and close this off, seal it to trap the moisture in, keep it in a warm, dry area out of direct sunlight, and only open it when we think there's germination. I'll do an update on the Pygmy palm seed germination as soon as they start to show some signs of life. At the end of this video, once that video is loaded up, I'll put a link where you can click right to it. Thank you for watching the videos, and thank you for subscribing. This is one of the Pygmy palms that I do have planted in my yard. This one is planted in a cluster of 3. Here's another example of the Pygmy palm that I collected seeds from. This one planted in a pair. These are just a little bit over head high so far, and this is what a single Pygmy palm planted by itself looks like. Inches, here they come.